My name's Andrew Ramsey. I left school and done a 3-year apprenticeship at Edinburgh Castle, and I stayed there for another 4 years. In 1989, I was interviewed for a job here, and since 1989 I've been here doing the training aspect. The most trainees I've had at one time was 12, and various different years. It's a 4-year apprenticeship that they serve. And my background is a hewer, mainly a hewer. I'm a stone cutter. The stonemasonry industry is cut into so many subdivisions, but the need for stone replacement suited, for that training aspect here. So as I say, I've been here 27 years now. Certainly enjoy the training. I like to see the outcome. They come in here between the ages of 16 and 20, and they're totally different people when they leave after the 4 years. But it's certainly a prestigious building to work in. Very important to retain the fabric of the building, just for future generations, so they can enjoy it, and it'd be a shame to let it go to ruin, because it was in a bad state back in 1986. As you know, it's St Mary's Cathedral. It's a historic building. Very important to retain the fabric and keep up the trade. So it's a dual purpose. The cathedral gets the stonework replaced, and the apprentices get the 4-year apprenticeship. Through that, they attend Edinburgh College. The centre spire itself in St Mary's is 90 metres high, and it's actually the highest spire in Scotland. The initial cost back in 1874 when it was started, it finished in 1879, so approximately 6 years to build the whole place, which I think is just something else. Because back in these days it would be wooden scaffolding. There must have been hundreds and hundreds of stonemasons on this. It cost £120,000 back in 1874 to build the whole place. I was fortunate enough to be trained by an Irish background. Really good hewer, one-to-one teaching, and his dad, Paddy Atkinson, was a mason as well. So the trade has been passed down through the generations, and it landed at myself. So over these 27 years, I've passed the same knowledge, so nothing's changed over hundreds of years. So the crossing, this is a garden of remembrance for the cathedral, and the cross that you see in the corner here, it used to be a wooden cross that was there. And just through deterioration with the weather, it had to be removed. So they asked if we could cut this new one. It's a Celtic cross, Celtic design, rope design. So we carved that, or I carved it maybe about 15 years ago. So it's something that makes you feel good, it's something that nobody can take away now, And I also replaced the stone on top of the spire up here. So they went up on a steeplejack's ladder and discovered that the stone on the top was split through. So we had to go up, I had to climb up a ladder to go up and take the templates and replace the stone. So I got myself up there and I'm saying, how am I going to get down now? It was just a ladder, there's no scaffolding. You can see the colour of the stone, it doesn't take long, that's only 25, 30 years old, and how quickly it's darkened down. So eventually all the stones, these new ones at different levels up on the right hand side, 25, 30 years time from now, they'll be starting to gradually darken down. Down to pollution, acid rain, not so much nowadays, but the chimneys in Edinburgh, they would all be fired up at one time, and they called it Auld Reekie. That's what Edinburgh's called. So you can imagine it was seemingly like a smog hung over the city back then. But they say this is down to car fumes and acid rain. So now we're looking at the form of stone after the cutting schedule's been made. So I've had this delivered from the quarry. It's a sandstone, comes from North Yorkshire, and it's called Winton Fell. This is the closest that we can get from original stone that the cathedral was built with, which was a stone from Burnt Island called Colello. So it's the same grain structure as, or near enough to Colello, which is very, very important to replace like for like. We're fortunate enough to have an official visitor, Itch the Princess Royal. She attends the workshop near enough every year without fail, and she's got a genuine interest in the training aspect of the apprentices. Edinburgh's built mostly of sandstone, so we carve sandstone and limestone. Our chisels are designed in the angle for us to carve that.
My name is Sarah Grotrin, and I've been involved with the workshop for about nearly 15 years now. I started off on the board. Now we've got a new future ahead of us because the restoration of the cathedral is nearly finished, the first phase of it, and Historic Scotland, who've been incredibly generous to us for about 29 years, they thought it would only take about 10 or 12 years. They're still funding us. We started off really by making jobs for boys who would not otherwise have any training or future, and at the same time the cathedral needed restoring. So it was two reasons why the workshop was founded all those years ago. Because, as Andrew will explain in a minute, stonemasonry is a dying art. It is. And people are becoming more and more worried about the diminishing number of new stonemasons being trained and qualified. And all the emphasis appears to be on new build. So our new project is going to be we're interviewing next week for 6 new apprentices and broaden their experience. They're going to do work placements all around the city. And we're doing that in liaison with the City of Edinburgh Council. So at the end of the 4 years, they will have worked in several places on different types of jobs.
Okay, as I was explaining about the tools across in the cathedral there, the shape has never changed. There's various different shapes and sizes of chisels. They've all got their own individual job to do. Different sizes, of course, and for different jobs, depending on what we're doing. But these shapes of these chisels and things has never ever changed for hundreds of years. The only introduction is a tungsten insert which is brazed into the tip, so we can sharpen the chisels ourselves. They're called mel chisels because they've got this wee bobble on the end, and it's used with this, which is a mel, of course. The mel is made of nylon. Technology has come on and they're using them. This was the mel that I first started with, which is a hardwood, and it's got the heartwoods in the centre here. And you can actually tell how much this mel's been used over the years because of the handle. It's actually worn into the shape of the mason's hand. So you can automatically tell where he picked this up. In our trade, we use a 4-pound mash hammer. And these kind of chisels, which are hammer-headed, you can see them mushroomed slightly at the top. And this is for extracting perished stone when we first go up the cathedral. So obviously you're going to get more out with these kind of tools than what you would do with this kind of tools. The mason's square, again they would use them when the cathedral was getting built, check their work and make sure the stones are square. The foot roll, again they would use measuring sticks and foot rolls back then as well. So, as I said, the trade hasn't really, an aspect of cutting stone hasn't changed. I was fortunate enough to get 2 generations of training in the hewing skills. So I'm passing on the skills that I was taught, and I've not changed anything at all. So this is a group of the original stone carvers standing outside the main entrance of the cathedral. Back then they were considered the cream of the crop. You can see them with their bowler hats on, and similarly they used to come to work with their silks on and then get changed into their aprons to do their work. So we thought it would be a bit fun just to get the apprentices and the architect together and reenact the exact same way that they were standing. This is one of the carvings, many carvings that the Princess Royal received. When she visits the workshop, I tend to every year do a carving. So I've carved a dog before, a bird bath, a coat of arms, a paperweight. Just try to think on something different every year. So this was a small partridge, just something different. And this year we carved a trough, a stone trough, and filled it with flowers. So our personal security wasn't happy with that one because it was a bit heavy, you know, for carrying into a personal car and that. But we always got a letter sent back just saying thank you very much for the gift and things. But it's quite impressive, you know. So I was down at Windsor Castle. I got an invite to Princess Anne's 50th birthday party. So and her 60th after that. So she's been coming back forward for quite a while now. But as I say, she's genuinely interested in the training.